Welcome back to Dragon Ball December, and oh boy do we have a doozy on our hands today. It's Dragon Ball Z Lord Slug, or as it was called in Japan, Super Saiyan Son Goku. Now I've been dying to get to this one for a couple of reasons. One being that this movie had for a long time been my personal favorite of the series, but even more so than that, I wanted to talk about the score. You see, instead of using the original Japanese score or recording new music, they decided for one of the dubs that what they really needed to make this movie was a ton of angry white boy music. I'm talking Finger 11, Disturbed, and Dust for Life. They make up the majority of the music you hear in the English dub, and it is just great. You could make a very strong argument that the birth of the YouTube anime music video started here. And you know what? When I first saw this movie as a much younger man, I was kind of an angry white boy myself anyway, and you can bet that I loved the hell out of the musical choices. But now that I'm older, I think I can appreciate it both ironically and as a time capsule of when the movie was made. And hey, let's face it, as bad as the musical choices may or may not have been, anything is better than Step Into the Grand Tour. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, what's the movie actually about? Well, it couldn't get much simpler. An alien warlord by the name of Lord Slug comes to Earth. He's old and busted and wants to use the power of the Dragon Balls to become the new hotness. I guess that's a pretty decent motivation, even though at this point in the film series, villains just kinda start showing up with plans to either destroy and or conquer Earth because evil, that's why. Obviously, the Z-Fighters aren't gonna sit by and let this happen, so a huge battle breaks out. The crazy thing is they actually hold their own in this movie, and by they I of course mean Piccolo, who while Turles may have handed him his ass in the last movie, he earns back quite a lot of respect. Come to think of it, earning respect, Chi-Chi actually gets some action in this movie by knocking around a couple of Slug's foot soldiers. That's cool. Our henchmen for the movie fall into the archetypes: big, dumb, strong one, kinda femmy, fast one, and a quirky little one. Actually, there was a fourth henchman who was killed early on in the movie to send a message to the others, and I swear to Shenron, this dude looks like an orange color swap of one of the dudes from World's Strongest. Slug's ship is actually a giant meteorite, and in a surprising twist, Goku and Krillin put on their best Superman faces to try and blow up the meteorite before it can crash into Earth. That's pretty new, if nothing else. The bad guy also chooses to blot out the sun as to bring on a new ice age because, again, evil. The fight scenes in this movie might actually be some of my favorite in any of the movies overall. Heroes and villains tear up the town, Goku is at the height of unstoppable badassness, and that's even before he turns on the whole Super Saiyan power. We eventually find out Lord Slug is more than just an alien invader. He's a Super Namekian, which means he can grow to giant size for the final battle. Luckily, as we found out earlier in the movie, Namekians hate the sound of whistling. This always kinda sorta felt like an ass pull to me. You mean that no one ever whistled at Piccolo in his whole time on Earth? The final charge is a standout moment that has always remained etched in my mind, where Piccolo gives Goku the last of his energy so he can penetrate Lord Slug, kinda like how King Piccolo was defeated in Dragon Ball. Oh, but it gets better. For the third movie in a row now, Goku uses the power of the Spirit Bomb to finish off the bad guy and stop the Ice Age in one solid move. In summation, Lord Slug is just a damn good time of a movie, no matter which dub you're watching. But really, if you want some pulse-pounding action scenes and a good laugh, then you gotta watch it with the original English audio.